Hip hop preserving the culture. FT, Street Smart, what it is, family.
Yo, what up, fam? This is FT, aka Fuck That, from the legendary group Street Smartz. You heard? Uncut Grams Entertainment. You know what I mean? Raised around wolves. You feel me? Word up.
FT, what's going on, man? How you been? How's everything? How's the family?
Yo, I'm good. I'm feeling good, man. I'm blessed. I just had a granddaughter, you know what I mean, not too long ago. 1 year old, Samari. You know what I mean? I'm super happy, super motivated, and I'm loving life right now.
So you're on a different high right now. That's a whole different high, you know, a new baby, you know, watching the baby play and grow.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful thing.
It's amazing, and she looked just like me and my daughter. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow, it's like looking at like a third generation version of us.
Up, yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is, man. So give us some foundation, man. Tell us about where you from. You from Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I was born and raised in East New York. Actually, I was born in Cumberland Hospital. That's in Fort Greene. The same hospital as Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, and Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was born great. You feel what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And yeah, I lived in East New York till I was about 13, and then I moved to South Jamaica, Queens. You know, and that's really where I developed my skill. I started writing rhymes about when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, like right before I left Brooklyn. And then once I got to Queens, that's when I stepped my pen game up.
What inspired you at 11 years old to start?
Oh man, I always just loved music in general, because my pops was a drummer. He's a jazz musician.
You were born into it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then my sister, shout out to my sister Q, she the one that really put me on to hip hop. You know what I mean? Because she was 6 years older than me. You know what I mean? So she got to go outside before me. You feel what I'm saying? So when she came back inside, she used to always be playing these songs, be like, yo, and showing me breakdancing. And she actually the one that showed me Video Music Box. You know what I mean? And once I saw that like, I was hooked. I forgot what day Video Music Box used to come on back in the 80s and shit. But it was like one of them awkward days and shit. We used to always just try to find that joint. And that's where it really all started at. But yeah, I just like the melodies, the rhythms, you know.
At 11, who were you listening to? Who you remember?
Oh, of course, like Run DMC, Rakim, LL. You feel me? You know what I mean? They just look cool. The Fat Boys. You know what I'm saying?
So who did you like develop your style and start to write like and mimic?
I ain't gonna front. I gotta pay homage to Lord Finesse. You know what I mean? Because Lord Finesse really inspired me to like write some fire. You feel me? Because when I first heard him, I was like, yo, this dude is tough. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard Big L, who was like a Lord Finesse, like on steroids. You know what I'm saying? And he made me want to write hardcore metaphors. And then of course Nas was like, you know, his lyric and wordplay was next level, shit I never heard of. So that's what really inspired me to make my words better. You know what I'm saying?
So 11 years old, you start writing. What happens after that? When do you really get serious about it?
Yeah, well, I was serious then. I'd do anything to go to a studio, or I was always just looking.
How old were you when you first went to the studio?
When I first went to the studio, I had to be about 13. Yeah, 13. I remember that day. Shout out to Red, my man Red from 142 in Rockaway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We had did a song together somewhere in Queens. Some projects they had like a home studio with the real. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, that's when I was trash though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, don't say that.
I feel you.
Don't say that.
I was, you know, when you were 11,
you're not really saying too much. I got you.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but you know what I'm saying?
It's the point that you were trying though.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know? Baby rhymes and shit. But I ain't gonna front. When I really stepped it up, when I really seen the change, like yeah, when I heard Nas and Biggie, like that era, that's when I really started trying to say something that stands out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I didn't get in the beginning. Like, yo, I was trying to be lyrical, but you had to say something that make people say, oh, snap, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So I ain't going front of, in that era, I say the early 90s, about like 93, 94, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Wu-Tang era, you know what I'm saying? That's when I really got on some, Onyx, that's when I got on some lyrical shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I met my man, shout out to my man, PANAMA, P.I., rest in peace, actually.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? I met him when I was around like 14, and he was one of the illest rappers I ever heard too. You know what I mean?
You did music with him?
Yeah, I did a lot of music with him actually. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of the illest MCs I ever heard at that age. You know what I mean? But that I met in person though. You know what I mean? Because I was hearing Lord Finesse and all these guys, and I was just hearing them on the radio and in the video. I'm not thinking I'm gonna ever meet them. You know what I'm saying? But P, this was actually a dude that I was like, wow, this dude is really a superstar right here. He needs to be on TV or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
We go against everything the idol told you. Name is P.I., Queen Division title holder. It'll take more than bottles of gin to walk your way on the sorrows and pain. Cause you never know when some phone or brain. Dig it deep into your thoughts might swallow your brain.
And he took a liking to me too. He was like, yo, shorty, you was dope. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get around him, he would like coach me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, if I bring you somewhere with me, you can't be spitting no whack shit, shorty. You gotta go in. And then I used to, that fueled me. And that just made, every time I got around him, and I know we was
Turned
doing
into
something.
a monster.
Yeah, I was like, yo. And then, when I didn't get the reaction I wanted, I'd be hurt. And it would make me go harder. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it really, really got nice. I ain't gonna front. That was like the beginning of me getting noticed and people being like, yo, come to the studio, or yo,
That was how old
something.
would you say? 17, 18?
Yeah, now 17, I would say around that, like between 14, 16, 17, that's when I was going, man.
It was go time.
Yeah, it was go time. Because that's when I met this, this A&R named Lee Resnick from True Criminal Records. It was an independent label, you know what I'm saying? And basically, once I signed with them, they didn't have distribution at the time. But once I signed with them, that's when I started doing records with like Buck Wild and Fat Joe and different people like that. You know what I mean? So basically, around that time, I was like, yeah, I was super nice. Like, I was still humble though. I was always humble though. I never was like.
So what was the first single you put out?
The first single was called Ain't No Burner. You know what I mean? And basically, they talked me into doing that record. You feel me? I didn't want that to be the first record people heard me, especially on the independent.
F-bombs is penetrating with firearms, disintegrating bulletproof vests, making your shots non-irritating. Fuck the nation, bitch, you don't know what you're facing. Lacing these pussy punks get punctured by my punctuation.
The A&R convinced me to do the record because basically it was like a mixtape record. Jay-Z, Ain't No Nigga Like the One I Got. I did Ain't No Burner Like the One I Got. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no burner like the one I got. No gun can bust you better. You feel me? That was it. I ain't want to, but the lyrics was insane and shit. I felt the joint, but I ain't want it as my first single. You know what I mean? But they talked me into it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they put that out. It did good.
Around what year was that?
That was in 95. You know what I'm saying? Okay. 95, like the end of 95.
So you've been going for a minute then?
Yeah, man. I've been doing this. I'm one of the last of the Mohicans, man. Straight up and down, man.
Why do you? I'm glad you said that. Why do you think things kind of went off track? Why do you think things veered left, right, and?
Yeah. I mean, yo, man. I think it's just
experimentation.
Life experimentation, and then things change. People evolve all the time. It goes in a circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted to be one of them people like, yo, these young niggas, they got that shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be, that. But the OGs used to do that to us, too. Like, yo, y'all, shit y'all spitting is whack. Y'all need to talk about something. Y'all need more subject matter. So it goes on. But nowadays, there's so many artists. It's so much to
pick from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like damn near, I suggest people even, if you doing music, even kind of step out of that race of yo, I gotta go platinum or I gotta go, just get money. You know what I'm saying? Because you could get money out here with this shit. You know what I mean? If you really doing your numbers the way you could, you know what I'm saying? Without plaques or anything, you could get by with this shit now. But, you know what I mean? Like it's artists that's making millions that we will never hear of out here because of the way they grind and the streaming and the different outlets to make money. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I mean?
What do you think is the best outlet to make money? Like we were talking about that before, like whether you do the independent, the Spotify and all of that.
Right.
What do you think is the best,
I mean, yeah, I definitely the streaming platforms is dope. You know what I mean? It got its pros and cons because of the the royalty rates and all that. You know what I mean? That shit is unfair. You know what I mean? But I love being able to go to my computer and see the stats and just get my bread out the bank right away, to where you gotta, when you sign to a label, you gotta chase your money down, call your lawyer. You know what I mean? And you still might not get all your money. You know what I mean? If they don't find that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I love the streaming platforms. I love Apple Music, Spotify, DistroKid, but also I think YouTube is probably the best platform right now, because I feel like if you ain't visual, you gonna get looked over. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, we were talking about that. If you have a song and there's no video for the song, it's like you really don't have a song.
Yeah, if you don't got that radio promotion budget, or you don't got, something else pushing that song, that you need the visuals, man. Straight up and down. You know what I mean?
What inspires your music now? Like,
what inspires my music now? I ain't even going front, man. That's a good question, man. I just say, I love it, man. I love music so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's something I'ma always do, even if I wasn't in this race. It's just something I always do. I got an ear for it. You know what I'm saying? But I say my biggest inspiration now is I love completing projects. You know what I mean? I love every time I put something out, even if it's a freestyle, I feel like, I get a high from it. It's like a step forward. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the more content I put out, it's like I want to, like my next video, like, I can't wait till my next video. Or like, I can't wait till my next interview, because that's going to add more to the pot. You know what I'm saying? And, it might, some artists might have that one shot or that one video that took them viral. Shit, it might, take a bunch.
Be a series
you know
of
what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still add up to 1 million. You feel what I'm saying?
Hell
if I
yeah.
get 10,000 on 10 videos, that's still 1 million views.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what I love. Yeah, I'm inspired by this doing this art. You know what I'm saying? I even do a food show now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, okay.
A food review show called I Will Eat Your Food. You know what I mean? Just type it in on YouTube. I Will Eat Your Food, Street Smartz. You know what I'm saying? Or I Will Eat Your Food TV, or at I Will Eat Your Food TV. You know what I'm saying?
What do you do? Like, go around tasting different cultures, different foods?
Yeah, I basically go to different food spots all over the country and shit. You know what I mean? The city, the country. You know what I mean? And I have no I don't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? If I hear it's good, or if it looks good, I'm gonna try it. You know what I'm saying? But and even that I started that because I said, you know what? That's something I love. I love food. You know what I mean? I love music. I put out music. I love food. Let me get into that. Then food is even more universal. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I could show my grandmas, anybody that.
Everybody got a different style.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I just add my element to it. You know what I'm saying? I add my songs of hip hop or my slang or whatever to it, my visuals. And it's something I do on the side that's fun, but I take it serious too, because it's like, it's content. It adds more. Now when you go to my YouTubes,
there's more to look at.
Yeah, or somebody that never even heard of me might just like my food show and be like, this guy raps too? Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say to somebody that never heard of you to get them to listen to your music?
Oh, what do I say?
What do you tell them? What do you tell them about your music to make them want to tap in?
Well, I tell them, really, honestly, I tell them, I get busy. and I've been doing this for years.
Check this out.
Yeah, and I work with some of the best artists ever. My resume.